Now that you know the basics of the Externalities game, also known as TEG, in this presentation I'll be giving you specific information for the game that you will play, where both students at Arizona State University in the United States and students at the Management Development Institute in India will play the game together. As mentioned before, 4 classes at 2 universities will be playing this game simultaneously. One class of 70 students at ASU, located in the southwestern United States, and also 3 classes at Management Development Institute, located in northern India. One class at MDI has 23 students, and the other 2 have 65 students each. That's a total of 223 players in the game. Keep in mind the time differences of these locations. ASU is 7 hours behind UTC or GMT time, whereas MDI in India is 5.5 hours ahead of UTC GMT time. That's 12.5 hours difference. So, if it's 9 a.m. at ASU, it's 9:30 p.m. at MDI. During gameplay, all 4 classes are encouraged to communicate with one another online. You will also have time in class to communicate face-to-face with your own classmates. Here's what the communication structure looks like. ASU and MDI players are linked through Ethics Core online. The 3 classes at MDI may also use Ethics Core to communicate with each other, but there's also the possibility of more direct interaction with students attending the same university. Ultimately, it is up to each of you to choose how you want to approach interacting with other players. Keep in mind that a positive outcome of the game for everyone will likely involve effective communication between players in all classes. Here are the specific role assignments for this game. In the ASU Business Practices class, there are a total of 70 students. So that's 7 luxury players, 21 intermediate players, and 42 subsistence players. You can see the specific role assignments in the parentheses. At MDI, in the game theory class, there's only 23 students. So there's 2 luxury players, 7 intermediate players, and 14 subsistence. In the MDI policy section 1 class, there's 65 students. So that comes down to 6 luxury players, 20 intermediate, and 39 subsistence. And then finally, in the MDI section 2 policy class, there's 65 students. So that again is 6 luxury players, 20 intermediate, and 39 subsistence players. To register for Ethics Core, simply go to nationalethicscenter.org and click on Register in the upper right-hand corner of the page, highlighted in red here. You'll be asked to input a username, password, and email address, and then Ethics Core will send you a confirmation email to complete registration. Once registration is complete, you can join our game group on Ethics Core by first clicking on the My Hub tab on the home page, highlighted here. Your hub will look something like this, with probably less groups listed than I have listed here. Find and click on the All Groups button at the bottom of the My Groups box, highlighted here. Then you can search for our group in the Find a Group section by typing ASU _MDI game in the search box indicated here. Then click on the group name to enter the group page. To join, simply click on the Join Group button in the upper right-hand corner of the group page. Our group page looks something like this. The members of the group are displayed in the center of the page. You may access and download all of the game materials, including instructions, by clicking on the Resources tab located on the left-hand side of the page. You may also use the Discussion, Chat, or Messages tabs to actually communicate with others in the game. Feel free to experiment with these different communication options. You will be submitting your game decisions using the Messages tool. The next slide will explain this process. To submit a decision, click on the Messages tab on the left-hand side of your screen, then click on Send New Message. Then select TEG Administrator to send the message privately for submission. When submitting your production decision in the first part of the game, you must provide your own player code and the number of points you want to produce. For example, if I am subsistence player number 10, I might write S10 produces 100 points, for example. In the transfer or second part of the game, you also need to provide your own player code, the number of points you want to transfer, and the specific player code you want those points transferred to. For example, S10 transfers 30 points to luxury player number 15. When you're done typing your message, simply click Send in the lower right-hand corner of the page. You will also need to know how to take the online surveys on Ethics Core. To access the surveys, you need to go to the My Hub screen we visited a few moments ago. Look for the My Surveys box in the center of the screen. You may have to scroll down to the bottom of the page to find it. Simply click on the link in the My Surveys box that says nationalethicscenter.org/survey. If you can't find this link on the My Hub page, you can also type that link into your browser and it will direct you to the appropriate page. Once you click on the link shown here, you'll be directed to another page that asks you to enter a passphrase for the particular survey you want to take. The passphrase for the pre-game survey is pre-TEG and should be completed before production negotiations begin. The passphrase for the post-game survey is post-TEG and will be completed after the game is finished. The game spreadsheet is an Excel-based calculator that looks something like this. Instructors will use this to calculate your grade. There are 3 sections of the spreadsheet, one for luxury, one for intermediate, and one for subsistence. These labels are indicated in green. All player codes are listed along the left-hand side of each section and are color-coded by university and class. Red codes are for ASU players, and blue codes are for MDI players. Dark blue are codes assigned to MDI's Game Theory class. The medium blue are codes assigned to MDI Section 1 Policy class, and the lightest blue are codes for MDI Section 2 Policy class. Production decisions that players submit will be entered in the spreadsheet in the appropriate row of the red columns in each section, indicated by these arrows. After all production decisions are entered, the resulting grades of each player are calculated and displayed in the blue columns of each section, shown by these red arrows. A copy of this spreadsheet is available on Ethics Core for you to download. Feel free to experiment with different game strategies before gameplay. Here's the complete schedule for cross-university gameplay. Today you will complete, or will be assigned, the mentioned pregame activities. Over the weekend, players should first join Ethics Core, complete the online survey, take time to experiment with the spreadsheet, and begin interacting with other players about game strategy online. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, all 4 classes will meet normally, according to their class schedule, and will be given time to discuss game strategy in class. On Wednesday, all players' production decisions are due and must be submitted to the TEG administrator via Ethics Core. The decisions are submitted simultaneously. ASU will submit by 9 a.m. and MDI will submit by 9:30 p.m. If no submission is received, then players will be removed from gameplay. Initial grades will be revealed on Ethics Core soon after submission, and transfer negotiations can begin between players. On Thursday and Friday, classes will again meet and discuss point transfer strategies. Final transfer decisions are due on Friday via Ethics Core by 9 a.m. at ASU and 9:30 p.m. at MDI. Final grades will be revealed over the weekend, and the final class period of this game will occur on the following Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on when your class normally meets, and your class will have a final reflective discussion on the game experience. Any questions you have regarding the game, should be directed to your instructor. Thanks for listening, and good luck playing the Externalities game.